I didn't think I'd be making this video, but it is what it is. So let me take you through what's happening. I bought the Galaxy S10 on Monday, so that was the 18th, I believe. Let me just check that date because I want to be like completely accurate. I want to give you guys a full rundown of what happened. All right, so on the 18th, I bought my phone. I bought it at 4 or 5 o'clock, so really that day I didn't use it much. I just unboxed the phone, and by the time I started setting it up and stuff, it was already pretty late at night, so I just didn't do much. I set up half the phone, went to sleep, and decided to do it the next day. So the next day, set everything up, kept using the phone, and the battery was so-so, but usually because I've used so many phones and I've set so many phones up, and having experience with this, I know that when you're setting phones up and, the first 2-3 days, the battery isn't the best. It takes a little bit of time for the battery to kind of just stabilize with your usage and then give you consistent battery life. So I wasn't worried. Day 3, I started using the Samsung LED case. I haven't made that video yet. I've already filmed it. I just have to edit it. So the Samsung LED case, that was when I started noticing my battery was draining like crazy. And not just when I was using the phone, even on standby, it was killing the battery. Like, it just would not stop draining. So I started to get concerned, but I was just like, okay, maybe it's the case. That's what's killing the battery. So on Thursday, I stopped using the case. I was like, okay, that's probably the case because, it's wirelessly taking information. It's using, I don't know what, if it was using NFC or what it was using, but it was wirelessly transmitting data and powering that LED case. So obviously there's a little bit of power involved there. I just assumed that to be the issue, and that was it. Thursday, after I stopped using the case, same thing. I'm noticing the same thing even without the case. Friday, full day, just like horrible battery life. I probably charged it 5 times throughout the day just to get through the day. Then on Saturday, I decided I was going to screenshot every single, I was going to screenshot the phone's charge through the intervals and kind of keep a log of how it was going. So I'm going to look at the screenshots I took so I don't give you guys wrong numbers, but let me walk you through what the day was like. So I woke up at 8:30. 8:31, I disconnected the phone from the charger. It was at 100%. And within 5 minutes, at 8:36, the phone was already down to 98%. All right, I get that. I just started using the phone. I was clearing all my notifications, so I was using the phone. At 8:39, a mere 8 minutes after I unplugged the charger, already at 96, so lost 4%. Still, okay, whatever, it's whatever. 8:52, 20 minutes, not even like a complete, just 20 minutes after I unplugged the phone, 91%. So it already killed 9% charge in 20 minutes. Not good. So I kept doing this throughout the day, and by 9:30, my charge was already at 77%. So it almost drained a quarter of the battery in 1 hour. And let me tell you, I wasn't doing any intense gaming or anything. It was just, I was streaming music with Bluetooth, and I used, I think, Instagram and Twitter for 15 or 20 minutes when I woke up, and then I went to the gym, so I was just listening to music through the Bluetooth audio, nothing else. And that just kind of really irked me, and I started to get even more concerned. So with only 1 hour and 2 minutes on the battery, I had already lost 70%. I was already at 70% charge, so not good. And then I kept going throughout the day. At 11:30, I was at 41%. So that was about 3 hours after disconnecting at 40%. 60% charge right there. And then what I did was I decided, you know what? I'm going to go have lunch, and I'm just going to leave the phone on the desk. Nothing running, all apps closed. Everything just on standby to see how bad the battery drain is, because I was kind of intermittently using the phone because it's my phone. Obviously, I'm going to use it every couple minutes, right? So 12:22, what I did was I left the phone on the desk. I took a screenshot of the percentage, and I went for lunch. Mind you, no calls came through in this time, and no messages, and I think like 2 or 3 notifications came in, so not much. And I even turned off NFC. I turned off the email sync. I turned off every single thing that I could think of that would be draining battery. There was very few things that were on. And at 12:22, the charge was 27%. At 12:59, so about 35 minutes later, the charge is at 20%. So in 35 minutes on standby doing nothing, the phone lost 7% charge. Crazy. And then, it just kept getting worse and worse. And eventually by 1:30, I was like out of charge. I hit 1% somewhere around 1:45. I was at 1%, and I got a grand total of 2 hours and 58 minutes of screen on time on one full battery. And the thing was, it doesn't sound so bad now that you say the number, but in real life, I have not used a phone that was this bad in battery in a very long time. I was using the iPhone 7 earlier this year, and it had way better battery life. That gave me like 4.5 hours of screen on time, and that has a significantly smaller battery than the Galaxy S10. So that was just very concerning. So at that point, I was really bitching and moaning on Twitter. Everybody was kind of telling me, just go to the Samsung Service Center, have them look at it. So right now in the US, the thing that works out to be is that Samsung doesn't have their own service centers. You have to go to Best Buy, and they kind of have, like, I guess, a tie-up with Best Buy, and they take care of the service for you. And since I bought my phone from Best Buy, and it's like 2 minutes away from my house, I was like, perfect. Let's go there. Let's figure out what's going on. So I went there, and they gave me a diagnostic of what the phone was doing. And let me show you the diagnostic, all right? He said that this would show you data, but since you just got the phone, that's where the data started to show up. As you guys can see, that was kind of where I started using the phone. This line before it just meant that the phone was manufactured somewhere around January 25, and those two were on. So he said that my battery health looked good, and nothing was discharging the battery too much, no overvoltage, and it was just kind of everything checked out, right? Charging operations passed, slow charging, non-defective, all that, everything passed, all right? No background data usage that was killing the battery, and he just said that everything looked pretty good. And here's the second page of that. And he also pointed out that I only had, the phone was running 6 apps at the time, which is very normal. There was no excessive CPU usage and no other issues, you guys can see. RAM, this was just the basic rundown. Instagram, Twitter, photos, Google keyboard. We're using about 150 to 160 megabytes of RAM each. But again, as I say, all very normal usage. So, at that point, he suggested, look, nothing seems wrong with the hardware. Why don't you just reset the phone, flash it? Sometimes the software does, the software they put on it could be problematic, and that's what's causing your issue. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, that does make sense. Since there's nothing with the diagnostics that's telling me anything's wrong, I was like, okay, let's do this. Let's flash the phone, and I'll set it up again, brand new. And by the way, just because I didn't mention this yet, I did set up this phone as brand new in the first place anyways. It was not set up from backup, so it's not like some backup is causing this issue. Brand new, everything. And I did not install any weird apps or anything. It was all like apps most people would use, all the known developers, so nothing sketchy going on there either. And that's when, he was like, okay, reset it. So I was like, yes, please go flash it, and let me see what it's like. And then he flashed the phone, he gave it back to me, all good. And I came back home, and I was still like, okay, let's see what it's like. And I came back at like 5 or 6. I didn't do anything. I kind of left the phone as is for a while, and I still started noticing that it was discharging, but it's just, I kind of felt not normal. And then, again and again, at night what I did was I was like, let me start putting some apps back on, not everything. And I put on probably like 10, 15 apps back onto the phone and logged into a few. I didn't even really use it that much. And at that point, it was already losing charge, and I knew something was wrong. So what I did then was, at night, let me show you guys. It was at 10 o'clock, it was 94% because I had to recharge the phone. And then at 10:55, in an hour, again, this was when I was doing nothing on the phone. I was just sitting there, and 85% already, as you guys can see. So it was just concerning. So what I did was I decided to pull out my Galaxy S9, and everything running on it. So you have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, everything was going on it, and it was at 100% charge. This was at 81%. So what I decided to do was, you know what? Let me plug this into charge. Let me just leave both of these overnight side by side, and let me see how much battery the S9 drains versus the S10. So you guys can see about 12:30 midnight, 100% and 81%. So I wake up in the morning, and let me just show you this video. Alright, so I left my S9 and S10 as a test overnight. Everything, you know, same settings. In fact, the S9 had more things turned on. S9 had 100% at night. Woke up, has 92%. The S10, on the other hand, it had 81%, and I'm going to try and look at this. It's not even turning on. So not only did it not, like, survive, it completely drained the battery, which is, oh my god, so concerning. Alright. So, as you guys saw, you know, the battery was just dead, and I was pretty frustrated because the phone was like, the Galaxy S9 was absolutely fine, no issues. It lost like 8% charge, whereas this just completely drained itself. And then this happened. Alright, phone is plugged in, and there is absolutely just no sign of life, no charging indicator. I've held the power button down. Nothing's happening. This is just beyond frustrating. The phone had 81% charge last night when I slept. That was less than 7-8 hours ago. And now nothing. It's not even turning on. There's no charging indicator. I just don't know what's going on. So, the phone was absolutely dead. Nothing is turning it on. Nothing I can do is doing it. I even left the phone for 2 hours on charge. Nothing. Not even a charging indicator. And just to prove it to you guys, you know, I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to plug the S10 in right here. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to kind of finagle this since I'm holding the camera with another hand. Come on, go in. Alright, S10 plugged in. Nothing, you guys. Nothing. No charging indicator, nothing. Whereas the S9 right here, let me plug this in. There you guys go. Automatically it starts to charge. There you go. So what I'm telling you guys is that this cable is absolutely normal. It's connected to the Samsung's own OEM charger too. So this phone is just absolutely dead. My S10 is dead. Nothing I can do is turning it on. I tried all the button combinations. I tried to go into the reset modes and nothing has worked. So right now my only resort seems to be to return this phone. And that sucks because I really want to love this phone. I really did. I really liked it. The size is perfect. The display is just beautiful, but this issue is just driving me nuts. And I asked so many people on Twitter, Instagram. I've gotten a lot of replies and communication with other people, and it does look like a few other people have had very excessive battery drain, but for the most part, nobody seems to have this issue. I know one of my friends has an S10 Plus, and he's had no issues. His battery life has been great, and almost every other YouTuber also seems to be saying that the S10 Plus, in particular's battery life is really good. So, I mean, I know the S10 Plus isn't going to match the S10's battery, but I'm at least hoping for it to not burn itself and kill itself like this. So now, there's just no doubt that it's defective because it's not even turning on now. But I was right in thinking that the phone was defective. So it's just crazy, guys. I don't know what to do at this point because it's just I hope that I can get another S10 because I really like the phone. I want another one, but it's just stock is so limited right now. I don't know if it's going to be possible. So that's it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think. It's crazy because this is the first time something like this has ever happened to me, and I use a lot of phones, so that's saying something. Yeah, I just honestly don't have words, and I don't know how to end this video. So right now, I'm just going to go head over to Best Buy, figure out what's going on, and hopefully I can get another phone. If not, I will update you guys later on what it is. So, update from the future. So, this was filmed like in the morning around 10 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock now. I got a new S10, so this is a replacement phone. I went to Best Buy. Luckily, I checked online. There was 3 stores in the area that had the phone in stock. I mean, they weren't the closest one to me, but it was a 15-minute drive, not the worst thing in the world. And luckily, they got I got a brand new S10 with no issues. The technicians plugged the phone into the old one, into their Galaxy like the system they use to fix these phones and diagnose issues, and that wasn't even recognizing the phone. So it was like truly dead. Nothing could be done about it. And I just walked out of a new phone in like 10 minutes. And as of now, the battery drain does not seem to be affecting this phone. It has been draining very normally. It is draining battery, but it's way more normal and in line with what other phones would do, unlike what it was doing on the last phone. So a happy ending there for now. If there are any more issues in the future, I will definitely let you guys know. But for now, that's it for this one, guys. If you haven't already, please be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, because I was documenting the crap out of this thing the entire way on those two platforms. So definitely check it out over there. And if you have any more questions, feel free to ask me down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.